Hey everyone, it is Sunday, November 27th. The time right now is 7:35 p.m. and the temperature is around 1 degree Celsius. And I'm here in downtown Toronto, and this would be Victoria Street. And all these people here are lined up to get into Massey Hall, which is just reopened after a nearly 2-year and $184 million renovation. And they're lining up to see Gordon Lightfoot. And I recently walked past Gordon's house in the bridle path in the video I recorded last week. Or I guess that was earlier this week.
He's been here for 3 nights. What's up, Great Uni?
I'm not sure if that's a new sign or if they refurbished the old sign. But for this one, I'm going to head over to Phillips Square in City Hall. And today is the first day of the Cavalcade of Lights. But when I saw this large lineup, I thought this would be neat to check out. It's been quite a while since I've seen this kind of thing in Toronto. And I think this is the first day this venue has reopened. And this is Yonge Street. So just north of here is the intersection of Yonge and Dundas, and there's a look at the Eaton Centre.
Oh, you're going the wrong way. Ticket?
And the Cavalcade of Lights is a festival the city's putting on at City Hall, and that'll be running from today till January 2nd. And I think everything's lit up from 5 p.m. till 11 p.m. So I just have to make my way down to Queen Street up ahead here. And then I'll turn right and head on over to City Hall. And look at this lineup. I got off at Queen Station, and at first I thought everyone was lined up to get into the Elgin and Winter Garden Theatre. That's not good for that bike to be like that. Oh, I think that guy's about to prop it up. Look at this line. And this is actually my second time tonight trying to record this video. As it started at 5, I came down to this area at 5. But nothing at City Hall was lit up at the time. So I think I might end up putting that video on my second channel, Johnny Stumbles. This area was certainly a lot calmer then. Here's Queen Street. And just to give you some perspective, the line continues that way. I think it wraps completely all the way around the building, which is kind of nuts. There's the look north, up Yonge Street. And the city has closed off a number of roads around City Hall. And this is the entrance to the Eaton Centre. And I just passed through there in a video that would be published tomorrow morning, which is Sunday. And I also went along these windows displays here at the Bay department store. It's certainly nice to see the city get back into the holiday spirit. And it's certainly a bit busier tonight than it was last night, which is a bit weird since usually Fridays and Saturdays are quite similar. And this street here is closed off. And just to the north is Trinity Square. And in that video that I just talked about, I popped out of the Eaton Centre and checked that out. There's a lot of really neat Christmas lights and decorations up that way. And there is Old City Hall. So Bay Street is just up ahead. I was also up at the Bloor Yorkville Holiday Magic ceremony just earlier. I tried to record that, but like here, it was not lit up. So I started to record a video, and then when I got there, they hadn't yet had their big lighting. I had dinner plans at 6, so I had dinner, and then I jumped on the subway, and I came south, and I'm trying to record this again. There's a look south. And that is Bay Street. So there's ice sculptors here doing their thing, or at least they were back at 5. There's a stage where they're holding live performances. There's some kind of acrobatics going on. I think there's a DJ and some live music and drumming and a fire performance. Typically, the city has fireworks going off at this event, but this year there won't be. And I have no idea why that is. But it's certainly really cool to see so many people out. I'll head up into the square in a moment and we'll check out the Toronto sign. All these people are lined up for street food. I just had a Japanese pork okonomiyaki up at the Okonomi House. There's a look up at City Hall. And the skating rink is open as well. And earlier tonight, they were chiseling out these ice sculptures. And it's smart that the city has these fenced off. There was an ice sculpture festival last season in Yorkville.
So we can't bring the Zamboni out until everyone is behind the yellow line. Please do not sit on the yellow line. Scoop all your legs behind it. Everything.
And what was unfortunate about that was a lot of the ice sculptures ended up being vandalized.
Bring the Zamboni out.
That one looks like a trout or some kind of fish jumping out of the water. Ice skating here is free, although it looks like we're in between skating sessions right now.
If you're in front of the barriers, if you could please move behind them, especially in front of the Toronto sign. Thanks for your patience, everybody. We just want everyone to stay safe and get some nice, fresh ice out there.
I'll try to get the camera up fairly high. I think all these people here are waiting for their turn to skate. It's certainly a lot busier now than it was not too long ago. In years past, you would have been able to go up on this walkway around Phillips Square here. That's been closed off during the pandemic. So all we're missing are the skaters. If I don't get to see any people skating while I'm recording this, maybe I'll show a clip of them skating earlier tonight. I normally like to keep these videos as one long continuous shot, but that might be worth doing. There's a look at Old City Hall and the financial district just to the south of here. Oh, here comes the Zamboni. And that is stealing the show. These people have the right idea. You think the guy with the camera filming would be smart enough to climb aboard? There's the Zamboni driver making their way around here. And there is the Christmas tree. That was not lit up last night. I can't say I'm a huge fan of how they've draped it with lights and those kind of vertical columns. It looks neat. Makes it look a bit frumpy and shorter than it probably really is. I think the city always does it like that. And the copyrighted music begins. So I'm gonna stay over on this way, as I was in luck up until now. Generally, you're trying to avoid copyright music, and there's really not much I'm going to be able to do to avoid this. And there is a look at some of the light tunnels. And this area seems to be completely blocked off from going on over to that side. There's the light tunnels. And apparently the lights they use for these are energy efficient. Well, you'd kind of expect that in this day and age, but these ones in particular seem to be so. Oh, I think maybe masks or no. I see some people without them. Maybe I'll put my mask on just to, in case that's a rule. I don't think there's any way around avoiding the music here. That's gonna get claimed on this video. It'll be a borderline miracle if it doesn't. This is neat. And of course, there's the centerpiece. It's hard to get a clear view of it with all these people, but there we go. And There's the stage. They're doing some acrobatics there earlier tonight.
Are they empty or?
And a look up at New City Hall, which is not so new. But there we go. That's pretty much it. That's the Cavalcade of Lights here at City Hall. I think this might be good fun for 15 or 20 minutes or so of hanging out. And of course the famous Toronto sign. I don't think we're going to see anyone skating anytime soon. But what might be neat is if I went north up Bay Street. Yeah, they've got a lot of ice to comb over there. Since Bay Street here is closed, it might be neat to take a walk up it. It's not too often you get to do that. So I'll take Bay Street here up to Dundas, and then I'll pop over to Dundas Square, where unfortunately the Christmas decorations aren't yet in full effect. This is kind of cool, seeing Bay Street like this. And there's the Eaton Centre. I walked through there in the video that I just published this morning. So that will appear towards the end of the video. That is pretty much it for the Cavalcade of Lights. So now it's much quieter. There's a large event support coach bus. It's a TTC bus. I think the police have similar buses to that. I kind of thought you'd be able to walk right up Bay Street, but it looks like they're kind of directing the pedestrians to either side. You know what? Let's cut through Trinity Square. There's a way to cut through here and head north up to Dundas Street. So here's some duplicate content for you. Guy almost looks like he's posing for a picture. This is pretty much the first night where it's really felt like it's the holiday season here. I think this event, along with the event up in Yorkville, kind of brought a lot more people out. Yeah, this was nowhere near as busy last night. And you could head into the Eaton Centre here. Here, let's go for a walk through. And there's a look in towards the mall. Okay, since we're here, and well, the Christmas tree is actually to the south of here, but we're gonna take a quick peek in the mall. There's a large reindeer. And a look over at the Christmas tree. I was going to head up to Dundas, but let's just go back to Yonge, and then I'll cross the street. And I'll pop into Dundas Square. You might even be able to see that lineup at Massey Hall from here. Yeah, all those people are still lined up at Shooter Street just to the south. That's where you would find Massey Hall. And this would be the intersection of Yonge and Dundas up ahead. So I approached this from the opposite direction in that last video. And the shopping mall is open till 9 p.m. I think, as are most of the other shops in the city. I know up in Yorkville, that's when they're open till. Here's a look over at Dundas Square. And there's a scramble crossing in effect. So I've got a walk through the financial district planned, where we will check out a lot of the Christmas decorations there. There's some pretty neat ones. And I need to get up to the distillery district, or rather down to it, as it is southeast of here. That's where they're holding their winter village market. And I'll have to go for a stroll through Yorkville and check out the holiday magic now that it's all lit up. And again, in a few days, this place will be full of its usual tacky Christmas decorations unless they changed it for some reason. Here we go, Dundas Square. I hope you enjoyed this video. I apologize if there was some audio I had to cut out earlier. Most likely I'll have to do that. If you wish to support the channel, there's links to my Patreon membership and YouTube channel membership in the description. I have an Instagram account, and there'll be a link to PayPal if you wish to make a donation. All right, thank you for watching, and as always, I will catch you on the next one.